what?
Last year,
It was you and
Satan was like yelling, or somebody was yelling. I thought it was Satan.
I don't know.
It was that class though.
Yeah, at other schools they could, like, they probably couldn't, like, say a word.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the students, if they're going to record. But I don't put your faces on here. So, not that y'all care. I mean, your faces are all over your TikToks and your Facebook and your Instagram or whatever y'all have. I don't know. Okay, let's learn. Huh? We're going to, Oh, talking to her. It's okay. I'm going to put this problem and we are going to divide. I will go slow. I kind of flew through one of these the other day just because I was doing it for fun. Actually, let's start with 5th grade or 4th grade. I'm not sure when you do this. Long division. 394 divided by 6. Okay, this is what we're doing today, but with a polynomial. So, does 6 go into 3? No. Does 6 go into 39?
Yes.
How many times? 6. And what is 6 times 6? 36. And then what do? You always subtract that number, right? Remember that later. What's 39 minus 36? And bring down the 4. How many times? Yeah, 6 goes into 34 5 times. And what's 5 times 6? 30.
a remainder of 4.
And a remainder of 4. I think sometimes you would put like 65 and 4 over 6 or 65 remainder 4. Is that, I don't know. I don't teach 5th grade. That's yeah, I'm thinking, yeah, you could do a decimal, but I think that they would do it like that and of course reduce the fraction. Or I think that maybe they do it like that. That's what we're doing today. But anyway, is everybody good with long division? Okay, that is all we're going to do today is long division. We're throwing variables in there. But y'all, if you can multiply and subtract, that is all we're doing. Where y'all been? Sleeping. You just getting to school?
Yes,
Okay, so, and hold on, let me plug this in. I am recording, y'all. Okay, because I didn't know who all was here and who's not. But I do need to plug this in. Because if it dies, I lose the whole recording. Whoever was looking for the calculator charger, did you find it? Who was that?
That was Elizabeth.
She's not even in here. But she did. Okay. Sorry. I'm kind of having a stressful day. If you can't tell by the hair and the big old eyes. That's what they said last hour. They're like, you look stressed. Yes. Okay, let's try this one. Y'all, this is what it says, and then I'm going to set it up really quick. Don't write this down yet. I'm about to write it down. But they said, use polynomial long division. We're going to divide this polynomial by this one. So in just a second, I'm going to write this one under the little division box and write this one on the outside. Is that okay? All right, I'm just rewriting it. I just wanted you to see how they word the problem. So now I'm going to put under my little division sign 4x squared plus 23x minus 16. And y'all look, notice it has an x squared. It has one x and then it has no x. You have to put them in order, okay? Say that one was missing, you have to leave a spot for it. Does that make sense? And you can put a 0 there, but you have to go in descending order. Like it has to go 3, 2, 1, none. All right, in this case, it goes what? 2, 1, none. All right, there's no x's. Okay, we were dividing it by x plus 5. All right, now we're going to change gears a little bit from 5th grade division. All right, you just have to, all that matters is this x right here. I need it to match this right here. Okay, so first of all, what number is it missing? It is missing an x, but the number is a 4. Does everybody see that that's what we're missing? We need it to be a 4 x squared. So it needs a 4 and an x. Is everybody okay with that? All right? So then you distribute it, is all we're doing, to both of these things. All right, the 5, it doesn't even matter when you're trying to decide what to put there. So what's 4x times x? 4x squared. That's what it's supposed to be, right? It's supposed to match, exactly. What is 4x times 5? A 20x, and it's a positive 20x, so I'm just going to write that. Okay, and every time in that other problem we did, what did I say we do every time? We subtract. So let me stop right there, and does everybody know where those numbers came from?
I don't really get the 4x part.
Okay, whatever this is right here, every time that's going to have to match my number. Okay? So every time, like I'm going to have to do that 2 more times. I'm going to have to use that x. So it needs to first be a 4x squared. So it's missing the number 4 and it's short 1x. So I had to put 4x. Does that make sense? Then you distribute and write it here. Now we're going to subtract. Is everybody okay with that? Yeah. The reason it has to match, Jaden, is because every time that has to go to 0. The only way it's going to go to 0 is if it matches. Okay, if it's the same thing. So I told you, if you can multiply and subtract, you've got this today. All right, are we good? We're still writing? For the what? Oh, the 16? Oh, that's coming. We're going to get there. We're working our way over. Okay, is everybody good with that one? So I'm going to subtract. Those cancel out, right? That's what we needed to happen. And then what is 23x minus 20x?
3x.
3x. And then what do I do with that 16? Bring it down. Okay, is everybody good so far? Now I need to get this number right here. So what's missing with the x? A 3. So I'm going to put a positive 3. Does everybody understand where I got positive 3? It has to match this. So what is 3 times x?
3x.
And 3 times 5? A positive 15. And what do you do with those two things? You subtract. Okay? What is 3x minus 3x? 0. What is, be careful here, negative 16 minus 15? Yep, negative 31. So we have our answer. Our answer is 4x plus 3, bless you, remainder of what?
31.
Negative 31. That's it. And y'all, a hint is your answer is always one smaller than this. Like, see how this was an x squared, so your answer is going to start with an x, okay? And sometimes there is no remainder. If your remainder is 0, it means it's a factor. That's why this is important. Okay, like we can do this instead of factoring and find out the factors. Okay. How was that?
That's okay.
It's okay. We're going to do another one. If you hated long division in 5th grade, you may have PTSD today. It may bring back some bad memories. Okay. Are y'all still writing, or can I do the next one? Anybody? Y'all are good? Okay. So our next one, it says they want us to divide 3x squared minus 29x plus 56. Divide it by x minus 7. Okay? So what's the quotient and remainder? All right, so what's our answer? Are we ready? What's the number that I need? A 3 and an x, because it has to match 3x squared. So 3x times x is 3x squared. and 3x times 7, and it's a negative 7, so I'm going to put a minus 21x. And I'll wait. I'm going to put my little minus sign right there. Everybody good with that part? So what happens to the 3x squares? They better cancel out. Be careful. Please use your calculator if you have any doubts on positives and negatives. Negative 29 minus negative 21. Negative 8x is what we should get, okay? Just be careful. Make sure you use those signs. Then what do? We bring down the 56. Okay? Now we have to match our x to this. So what number is it? A negative 8. So I'm going to write negative 8 and multiply that. So negative 8 times x is negative 8x. Negative 8 times negative 7. Positive 56. Yeah, I'll subtract. Okay, let me give everybody a second to write it down. And when I subtract, what does it all go away to? 0. So there is no remainder. So this leads us to our next problem. It may say, is this a factor? And your answer would be yes. If your remainder is 0, then that's actually a factor. Both of those. You didn't have to use granny glasses. We could have used this method. There's the two factors. This times this equals that.
Why would you need granny glasses?
If I was to ask you to factor this, it would have a number out front, and you would have had to have used granny glasses to factor. But they gave us one of the factors. So this time, these are the two factors. If I factored it with granny glasses, it would give me these two answers. That's why this all goes together. You might not understand that. But if it asks if it's a factor or not, if it's 0 for a remainder, then yes, it is a factor. Okay, if I go back up here, was x plus 5 a factor? No, because it had a remainder. All right? It didn't divide into it evenly. That's like for the number 12. Can 8 go into 12? No. All right? Let's see. That's really all that I have for today, but I'm going to do... Yeah, this is how they ask these next problems. Or is anybody writing that still? So just so I can show you, because I'm just going to write them out. It says, is this a factor? All right, do y'all see that kind of at the bottom? So we're going to divide the long polynomial by that smaller one and see if it is or not. Okay? Do y'all notice anything missing in this problem? Let's count. We go 4, 3, 2,
1.
We're missing just an x. So does everybody understand that I'm going to leave a space for it? So here, let me write it out and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, it says, this is probably the hardest part of today is knowing this. Is this a factor of, and then it gives me this polynomial, 3x to the 4th minus 4x to the 3rd plus 12x squared plus 5. Okay, remember it has to go 4x's, 3x's, 2x's. I'm missing an x, aren't I? A x to the 1. So I'm going to put like a 0 right there when I go to write it. Is everybody okay with that? You have to leave a space. Otherwise, it's going to mess the whole polynomial up. So let me write it under my bar or whatever. I don't know what that's really called. Been a long time since I've been in 5th grade.
So 0x?
Yeah, I'm just going to put 0x. Is everybody okay with that? Or you could just put 0 if you want to. Like you can just put 0. Just, you have to hold its place. All right? Everybody good with why I did that? You must go in order. Now out here, I'll put my x squared plus 1. 4, 3, 2, 1, 5. Okay. Are we ready? Or are y'all writing? Writing? Okay, I'll give everybody a second. And I'm going to do one more after this, and then I'll just give you all your sheet for the day. Almost done. Okay, are we ready? What's missing? Let's look at the number first. What number do I need?
3.
A 3. And we need an x squared because this one has 4 and this one has 2. So how many more did we need? The 2. Everybody good with that? Now it's basically distribute. 3x squared times x squared is 3x to the 4th. What is 3x squared times 1? 3x squared. Oh, I forgot to put something right there. I knew when I just did that. Guess what needs to go right in between those? Cause watch what happens. Yeah, a 0x. Watch what happens. Hold on. If I have 3x squared times x squared, it is 3x to the 4th. If I multiply this as it is, what's 3x squared times 1? 3x squared. Is it going to go under here? No, where is it going to have to go? Under here. So, because it has to match. I don't have an x to the 3rd. So I'm going to put a 0x in between it. All right, let me get some white out. The x squared and the 1.
Plus 0 plus
X,
1.
yeah, that's what it should be. Or if you don't have to do it, you could just put nothing right here. You could just leave a space. I didn't notice it, and look, I'm gonna.
So then when you subtract, do you just leave that as a blank space?
Or a 0. It's just like subtracting 0.
That's weird.
It is. You have to hold its place. I don't think I did it like that last year. I think I just knew, okay, put 0 here. But I think I want to hold its place this year. Give it a second to dry. Awkward pause in our video. I hope I have enough room to write it right there. I should have used that one that you can just write on. It's still there a little bit. Maybe I can just make it work. Plus, nope. 0x. What was the other number? Plus 1. Okay, it looks terrible. But, all right. There's a 0x and then a 1. So, 3x squared times x squared is 3x to the 4th. 3x squared times 0 is what? 0. So, I'll just put a 0 there. And then what's 3x squared times 1? 3x squared. And I'm just making, yeah, there's a plus sign. Plus 3x squared. Now we're going to subtract all these. See, if you skipped the 0, you could have, just leave an empty spot there. That's fine. I think that's how I taught it last year. But all right, I'm going to subtract them all. What happens to these? Cancel out. Now let's be careful. What is negative 4x to the 3rd minus nothing? It is negative 4x to the 3rd. We subtracted nothing from it. So just bring it down. Then what is 12x squared minus 3x squared? 9x squared. Okay, now let's keep going. All right. I wonder if I need to bring an x. I might need to bring this one down. Yep. I think you always bring down one at a time. So what times x squared gives us the negative 4x to the 3rd? First of all, yeah, we need a negative 4, and we need one more x. So what is negative 4x times x squared? Negative 4x to the 3rd. When we multiply it times 0, it's what? 0. And what's negative 4x times 1? Negative 4x. And I'm subtracting everything again. So those cancel out. What's 9x squared minus nothing? 9x squared. Be careful on this one. What is 0x or 0 minus negative 4? It's a positive 4x there. And then you always just bring one down. This one was a little bit harder, wasn't it? So now what do you multiply by to get 9x squared? 9. I don't know what's going on with all that. Plus 9 So 9 times x squared. 9 times 0 is 0. 9 times 1 is 9. And then we subtract. So what is 4x minus 0? And then what is 5 minus 9? So that's my remainder. Okay? Once you get to a constant number, you're done. Like once I run out of x's up here, you can't go any further. So it has a remainder. So is it a factor? No. All right, we'll do another one.
It's 4x minus 4.
The remainder is that whole thing, 4x minus 4.
Just so much.
Okay, I have a question. Why did you put a minus before in front of that 0 at the top? And
Oh, right here? Oh, I have no idea. I normally put a plus sign. It doesn't matter because if you either subtract or add 0, it's the same thing. Normally I put a plus sign, but I don't know why I did that there. It doesn't matter though. For 0, it won't matter. All right, let's do one more. Yep, that one's, we're going to do this. Is anybody still writing that? No? Yes? It's tough?
No. That one was hard.
It was.
That one was a lot harder.
It was because you had to fill it. If I had filled that empty space from the beginning, I think you would have, accepted it a little bit better. Here's one.
I did it without forget to bring that stupid number down every time. I did it without 0.
Yeah, I think that's how I did it last year. But now under the bar, you have to fill in the space with zeros. But the other one you really don't. Yeah, you really don't. Okay, I've got this problem. Is x minus 2 a factor of this? So we're going to divide this by this. Guess what? I have an x to the 5th. Guess what I'm missing?
All of them.
All of them. So I'm going to put a lot of zeros. But at least on this one, I don't have to put anything, okay? So I've got my x minus 2. Now we've got x to the 5th. And look, you can put a plus or a minus. It doesn't matter because it's all 0. But I'll put a plus sign. No x to the 4th. I have no x to the 3rd. I have no x squared. And I have no x. Is everybody okay with that? And this one is just your x and your number. So there's nothing that ever goes in between that. Okay? So I'll let y'all.
Why did it go with me at that?
Because it was an x squared and a number. There's something that goes between an x squared and a number.
What?
An x.
Oh, so it was 0x, not just 0?
Yeah, or you could have put just 0. Putting 0 is fine. 0x is 0. It's just a placeholder is all it is. It is a placeholder. Okay? It's just a placeholder. Okay. What's missing? What I need to make that x to the 5th. There is no number I need, just how many x's? 4. I'm going to put an x to the 4th. So let's multiply. What is x to the 4th times x?
X to the 5th.
X to the 5th. And what is x to the 4th times negative 2?
Negative 2x.
Yeah, and these do match. See, they do match. I didn't need anything in between them. Now we subtract. So x to the 5th minus x to the 5th goes away. What is 0 minus negative 2?
2x.
Very good. 2x to the 4th. And you always bring 1 down. All right. Now what's needed? I need a 2
And 2x.
and an x to the 3rd. We need a 2 and an x to the 3rd. Does everybody agree with that? This has a 2 and that doesn't. This has 1x, and how many does this one have? 4. So I need 3. Is everybody okay with that? Mary Claire, are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay, let me stop. Do you not understand on that one, Mary Claire?
I don't get it.
On this part right here, did you get why I needed x to the 4th? Because this one had 5, and that only had 1. So that leaves you with needing how many? 4.
Okay.
This one has, y'all, I'll stop in a second. I'm just helping her. This one has 4. This one only has 1. So how many am I needing? 3. But then the number out front, I also need it. So I put the number out front. Okay, anybody else have a question?
So every time, like, when you do that and if you have 2x to the 4th plus 0x, you're using the first number to see what, like, you need.
The first, yep, the very first thing and the very first, these two matter. Then when I come down here, this one will matter. And then this one will matter. You know, it's always the first.
You have to do, like, 2x to the 3rd times -2, right?
Yep, you have to do it times both of them. You're just distributing it. So are we ready to keep moving or y'all need a minute? We're good then. Okay. 2x to the 3rd times x is what? 2x to the 4th. And 2x to the 3rd times -2. Yeah.
Positive plus sign.
On what? With the 0?
No, up there. Plus 2x.
Because this is, huh?
A 0 minus a -2 is a positive.
Oh, 0 minus a -2 is a positive 2x to the 4th.
Alright, we're good now.
Okay, so then, I was multiplying. So I did this times our x. Now I'm doing this times -2.
-4 to the 2.
Yep, -4 x to the 3rd. And remember, we subtract everything. So those cancel out. What is, careful, 0 minus -4? A positive 4x to the 3rd. And I'm about to stop after I bring this down. Bring this down. Okay, and let me give everybody a second to write. The good news is, if you hate the long division, on Tuesday after your quiz, this is not on the quiz, but on Tuesday after the quiz, I will teach you, everybody has to learn synthetic division. If you like one better than the other, then you could use either one. But I do have to teach you both. So if you're good with this, even when I teach you the other one, just use this. Synthetic division, I think, is easier. Okay, can I keep going? Chloe?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay. Now what's missing? The number is the 4. And how many x's? 2. You got it now, huh? Okay. 4x squared times x is 4x to the 3rd. 4x squared times -2 is what? -8x squared. And again, we subtract everything. Okay? And if I subtract, that goes away. And again, we get a positive 8x squared. And I'm just bringing that down and I'll wait. Oh my goodness, we've got 2 more to do.
It just takes so long.
It does. Oh, you're finished. Look at you. Getting ahead. All right, do I need to wait a second? I didn't hear anybody. Oh.
You're fine. I
Okay.
did it on myself now because you're.
Oh, okay. Now I'm missing. I was moving too fast. I am now, though?
I don't know. I'm not.
Okay.
keeping up with you.
Look, you're past me, so you're moving too fast. All right, so it's an 8 and an x. Does everybody understand that I need? I need the number 8, and I need one more x. So 8x times x, 8x squared. 8x times -2, -16x. And we subtract it all. When we subtract, once I get to this, I'll slow down again. 0 minus -16 is what?
16.
A positive 16x. And I bring that down. This will be our last one. Okay? What number do I need?
16.
A 16. I don't need any x's, just the 16. And look, your answer. See how your answer is also in decreasing order? Like it should work out like that every time. So what's 16 times x?
16.
And 16 times -2? And when I subtract all that, what does it go to? 0. So is it a factor? Yes. Woo! These are your 2 factors. That is a factor, and that big thing is a factor. That's a factor, and that's a factor. Is it awful?
Just times maybe.
I mean, I'm not going to give you a ton of them. I don't know what's on your sheet. I think I have y'all a sheet. Hopefully it's not a ton of them. It looks, oh, that was something different. Well, I want y'all to practice. Here it is. It
Give us
looks,
a few minutes to do it and then go over it to see what we've got right.
well, I don't ever mind comparing. I think I'm going to stop the video. All right, here are 5 problems. We will not get through 5 problems today, but we're going to start on them. It looks like there's none that are just awful like the one. I did one that was pretty bad. I bet we don't finish it though. Okay, y'all have to start.
We can't use our next one test, can we?
No notes, but partner's good. And again, your quiz on Tuesday is your partner quiz. That's your practice round. With your
No, that's all I gave you.
Then I guess if you decide I don't want that partner, y'all have time to.
You had that back.
Who am I missing today? Oh yeah, I knew that. That's why I was recording.